welcome back to my channel. Today, I wanted to share with you my haul from the 2021 Sephora Spring Savings event, and I broke up my purchases a little bit. So some of it I actually ended up purchasing through the McGrath website, because if you spent over $150, then you got a 30% discount. And then my sales associate from Nordstrom contacted me and let me know that they were doing price matching. So if there's anything I wanted that Nordstrom sold from the Sephora sale, I could get price match at Nordstrom. So I picked up a few things at Nordstrom, and I thought I would just roll everything together in one video. And also, I am wearing some of the products that I purchased today. So when we hit those products, I will let you know what they are and kind of give you like my first impression on them. So without any further rambling, let's jump into the video. Start off with foundation, because I did not buy any skincare or any primers during the sale. So the first foundation I picked up is the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation. I picked up the shade 14P. I've heard great things about this. Very curious to see how this kind of wears, how it looks on the skin. So there will be a foundation review coming up in the next few weeks on my channel, so stay tuned if you're interested to see that. I actually picked up like a week before the sale began because I wanted to have them in my collection, and I'm wearing them today. And my first opinions on this Fenty Eaze drop, which I have shade number 2, it's mixed. So when I first put this on, despite this being like a sheer to light coverage foundation, it looked very heavy on my skin, and it took some blending out and some manipulating to make it look really good. So I'm working currently on a foundation review on this product, and I'll let you know. But I know this was a popular pick for the Sephora sale. So if you've tried this, let me know your favorite application method in the comment down below. It's Kosas Revealer Concealer in shade 2. I did already try this out on camera in the, I believe it was the Trying Full Face Luxury Makeup. This was the only luxury product I tried. I love this. I'm tempted to order a slightly lighter shade just because I have shade 2.5C. This is gonna be great for me now, spring going into summer, but maybe when we reach winter, I might pick up a slightly lighter shade. So far, this is really nice. It looks very smooth on the skin. So I am loving this Kosas Revealer Concealer. One Size Beauty by Patrick Starrr. This is the Turn Up the Base Versatile Powder Foundation, and I bought shade Light 1R. It's got this beautiful kind of like red packaging. And on the inside, it's just your standard kind of powder foundation. Another one I have in my to-do list for foundation reviews, so I'm very curious because shade matches really well. I want to see how this wears compared to my current Holy Grail powder foundation, which is the MAC Studio Fix Powder Plus foundation, which I mentioned in my Sephora sale recommendation video. So very, very excited to try this one out. Sephora collection, and this is the Matte Perfection Powder Foundation. I bought shade number 10 Fair Pink. Looks like this. I don't remember if this was available when I still worked at Sephora, but I saw this on the review, and during the Sephora sale, they were offering 30% off all Sephora collection products. So I did pick up a few more products from the Sephora collection, and I'm very, very curious to try this because it has really good reviews, and I love a powder foundation. I just like how quick and easy they are. So another one coming soon to my foundation reviews. bareMineral's Gin Nude Blonzer, Blush Plus Bronzer, and I have the shade Kiss of Pink, like this. It is just a really pretty, it's definitely a pink, but it has a little bit more of that kind of warm terracotta undertone with a little bit of a reflex. So I think coming up for summer, this is gonna be perfect if you want kind of like a one and done cheek color, because you've kind of got that blushy tone, but you have a little bit of a warmth that you would find in a bronzer and a little bit of a reflect, kind of like the highlighter. So if you want just a one and done all over the cheek product, these could be really great. So I'm very excited to test these out. Kosas Soft Bronzer. I have the shade Light, a very pretty kind of baked powder for me. You can see it's slightly domed. I've heard nothing but great things about these, and it's just a product that took me forever to try out, but now I have it. We're gonna try it. And first thoughts, let me do a quick swatch on my hand. It has a little bit more of a warm orangey undertone than I normally go for with my bronzers, but I'm thinking with you apply it with like kind of more of a large sheer brush, it could look really beautiful. So another product coming up soon. I'm just loving kind of cream-based products. And let's start off with the ones that I have on my face right now. And these are both suggestions by one of my friends from back home. And she was like, you need to try out the Tower 28 product. So I picked up the, let me show you. This is the Tower 28 bronzer. This is the Bronzino in Suncoast. So this, I believe, is the lightest shade. I do have this on now. I love this texture. It is such a beautiful, beautiful emollient cream texture. And this shade is more of like, it's a slightly warmer bronzer than I normally go for, but it has a little bit of a golden reflect and it's got a very, very sheer formula. So like I said, I have this on today and then I layered on my next Tower 28 product, which is the Beach Please in Happy Hour. So this is, it looks a lot more intense. Like I said, I have this on kind of like this portion here, and you can see in the pan, it is a very bright kind of like corally red, which is a shade I love for the summer because with me, I have fair to light skin. I have got a little bit of an Irish background, so I burn more than I tan, and shades like this just really kind of give my skin the most realistic effect for the summer season. So I have this on. I love these two layered. They are stunning. Cream blush lights from Milk Cosmetics, and I picked up the shade Polished. It is just this really, really pretty kind of grapefruit pinky color. It's a little bit deeper than I would consider what a grapefruit to be. So it's almost like a rusty kind of grapefruit tone. And let me swatch this for you. But it's just got this beautiful kind of warm, corally pink with a little bit of like that rusty undertone. Very excited to try that because it is beautiful. Sephora Collection Flushed Blush in the shade 01 Cloudy Pink. So it looks like this. The packaging is very similar to like the Glossier Cloud Paints. I haven't swatched this yet, so we'll swatch it here together. So, oh wow, this looks very bright. So there it is before I blend it out, and okay, wow. That blends out to be very, very sheer. It definitely has more of like a waxy slip to it. So I'm very curious to see how that wears. This might be a creamy product that works better with powder bases because sometimes the really waxy slip, in my personal experience, when you wear it with like a more liquid product, it can remove the product under, but if you kind of tap it over with a beauty sponge on top of a powder base, they tend to work really well. So I'm gonna play with that and see how that works. Gucci Brilliant. I don't know, Rouge Debut Brilliant. I have Call It a Day. So it has this nice kind of like retro kind of cap with the gold base. And it is more of a slimmer bullet. So I'll try this on now. So initial first impression, very similar to all the other colors I buy that are kind of like that My Lips But Better kind of color. It has a sheerness, it has a very slippy, balmy texture, no noticeable fragrance. Yeah, I don't really detect any type of fragrance. Well, maybe a very slight kind of sweet fragrance, but nothing, no taste, nothing like that. So this feels really nice. This feels very nice. But they're Gucci, so a little bit pricier. I believe these are around $55. Could be mistaken. But feels really nice, and I like to pick up like more of those like high-end products during the sales. Tower 28. This is the Shine On Lip Jelly, and I picked up the shade Cashew. So this is the color I've had on the rest of the video. And very nice, very thin, liquidy, almost like oily texture. It's not sticky, it's a really nice color, and I really like the shade Cashew. It's very similar to my Bobbi Brown crushed oil gloss in the shade Force of Nature, but this has a little bit more of like an orangey tone, where that has more of a pinky brown tone. So I love that one. I love this color. I love how this feels on the lips. Great product. Outrageous Effect Volume Gloss in shade 01. It's just Sephora's kind of like house brand of lip plumper. I wanted to see how this compares to my favorite plumper, which is the Dior Lip Maximizer, and that one also has this kind of like sheer pinky tone. So we'll try this out in a future video and see how it performs. Kaja Beauty Bento in shade number 10, Spiked Ginger. It looks like this. Beautiful little compact. So you've kind of got like a neutral all over the lid shade. You have this beautiful kind of like orangey copper shimmer shade, and then you have a matte shade for adding a little bit of definition. This is a really nice kind of warm orangey brown. So clearly I'm kind of having the same with these like warmer orangey colors, which, you know, I think it's normal for spring to like something a little bit brighter and more vibrant. I love the Sephora I Love palettes. I've got the light cool and the light warm. They're stunning, beautiful, very blendable products or eyeshadow palettes at a really good price point, because I believe full price they're $19. So I saw these were launching and I grabbed them. So these are the new Sephora I Love Bloom palettes, and I picked up Lilac and Peony. So we will start with Lilac. Got more of like this cooler undertone, which this reminds me, the shades in here remind me of a palette I picked up from Pat McGrath. So we'll have to see if this is a dupe, but if these are anything like the original I Love palettes, I'm very excited to play with them. So this one is Lilac. They're very similar to Lilac, but slightly warmer. So looks like that. Very excited to play with this. Like I said, the quality on these Sephora eyeshadow palettes in the past have been great, so I'm very excited to play with these. These products were inspired by a YouTuber, which I love, and I will link her down below, but her name is Amanda Zed, and she just has this her aesthetic is very similar to mine. It's very kind of fresh and natural, and it almost has like this undone quality that's just very beautiful, and her like little theme song is so pretty. It's so cute and like French and bubbly. But she recommended these next few products, so I'm watching her video and I'm like, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, place order, and now they're here in front of me. So I think I even bought the shades that she recommended for most of them. So let's start, and I'm wearing some of these on my eyes today, so let's actually start the first one. So this is the Smashbox Always On Cream Shadow in the shade Amber. So I kind of have this through my crease line, kind of feathered out right below the brow. Really beautiful. This is drier than some of the other cream products I've tried before, but it blends out so easily, and I really love this, and I just blended this out with the Makeup by Mario EF2 brush. So these two together, just do a quick wash through my crease, kind of like a transitional tone for my lid color, was a great kind of like match made in heaven. Charlotte Tilbury cream eyeshadows, which are called Eyes to Mesmerize, and I picked up the shade Oyster Pearl. So this is the shade I have all over my lid, and I add a little bit of something else, which we'll talk about shortly, right here in the outer corner. This is a very kind of like moussey cream shadow. A little tiny bit goes such a long way. So you can see that little tiny dip I did there, and I ended up taking off most of it on the back of my hand. It just did really well for kind of spreading shadow all across both lids. And to apply that, I used a brush that she recommended, and this is the Rare Beauty, it doesn't have a name, but this is their cream eyeshadow brush that came out with their Stay Vulnerable collection, like this. And if you kind of look at the shape, it's very similar to like the shape of your finger, which I believe is part of what they were trying to achieve with this brush, but it is great for just kind of you can kind of like stipple it on and then spread it out, work it up. Very, very great brush for cream shadows. I really like this, and I'm glad I picked up this brush based on Amanda's recommendations. A Danessa Myricks Color Fix Cream Color Matte Liquid Pigment for lips, eye, and cheek. And I picked up the shade Celebration, so it looks like this. And I have this just kind of right here in the outer kind of V of my eye to add a little bit of depth, and whatever was left on my brush, smudge it under the lower lash line. Beautiful. It says it's a matte, but it has a tiny bit of like this coppery kind of reflect to it, which is really beautiful. So glad I picked this up. This one had been in my kind of wish list for a while, so I went ahead and picked it up as well. But this is another Danessa Myricks Color Fix Matte in the shade Exposed. This is just a really kind of beautiful, kind of muted taupey brown. And it reminds me of a lip color I used to wear when I worked at Sephora. Me and one of my girlfriends used to be obsessed with a color from Bite Beauty called Kava. And when I saw this on the website, like the swatches online remind me so much of that Kava lip color. So I'm like, add to basket. Danessa Myricks, what is this called? Vision Flush in the shade Ballet Slipper. So it looks like this. Very pretty, and it blends out so well. So that's just a beautiful kind of like warm pinky red with a little bit of an orange undertone, and it's got a soft matte finish, and it just looks like skin. That's gonna be really pretty. And I believe you can use these on eyes, lips, and cheeks as well. Mercier Caviar Stick in the shade Au Naturel, and I'll swatch that right up here. So you can see it's more of like a muted taupey brown, and it's just a nice sheer color, which I think would be really nice as like a base color. And I've played with the caviar sticks in the past, but it's been a while, so I wanted to try out one to kind of dip my toes back in the water because I know people are loving them right now. I picked up another Charlotte Tilbury quad. This is her Exaggerize Bigger Brighter Eye Filter. I believe this came out a while ago, and then it went away, and then it came back, and it was on Sephora, so I picked it up. So it looks like this. From what I saw online for swatches, it looked like a more muted version of the Pillow Talk palette, which I also have, and I love that one, but sometimes I want something less pink, so I figured I would try this one out. So we'll try this out in a future video. Nordstrom, one of my very dear friends and my go-to sales associate, which I'm biased because she is one of my really good friends, but if there's ever a sale or promotion, she lets me know, and she's like, let me know what you need ASAP and I will get it to you. And she does such a good job with packaging. Like, everything looks so pretty, and if you need someone here in the Toronto area at a Nordstrom to ship to you, she's great. I will leave her Instagram link down below, but let's look at the products. So I made 2 orders with her, and she adds the best like little free gifts. Look at this like little Dior pochette. Like, I'm normally not like a big pink person, but this might be a great like bag insert into kind of like my everyday bag that I carry. So I'm very excited to have this because I love it. It's so cute. Like, throw-ins she gave me are these like little like brush containers. So it's just like a black faux kind of like leather with a wipeable interior with a little Christian Dior kind of monogram right here. But I'm using them to hold my brushes in because I can wipe them out really easily. They're so cute, and I love a good freebie. So now that the freebies are out of the way, let's look at what I purchased from Nordstrom. And I got a little crazy. So first thing I picked up was the NARS blush in the shade Amour. So it looks like this. Just a beautiful kind of like berry pink color. You know, this might be nice in spring, but for me, these are the kind of colors I gravitate more towards like late fall into winter. So I'll play with this, see how this works, and maybe it will be my new go-to for next winter. Next 2 products were actually a suggestion from another YouTuber who I really enjoy her videos. And her name is Stephanie Marie. I will link her down below. But she recommended a product in her video that I used years and years ago. And then I forgot about it. And then I'm like, let me see if I still have the brush. I didn't have the brush, so I purchased the Laura Mercier Cake Liner in the shade Marine Blue and her flat liner brush. Have this on today as like my tight line. It's just a really good one, and I really like these kind of like dark blue colors, because when you're using it like in the tight line, it's not gonna be like you have blue on your eyes, but blue counteracts yellow tones in the eyes, so it just makes the whites of your eyes look a little bit brighter, kind of how like those blue glosses I like make your teeth look whiter. So it's just creating that kind of optical illusion of brightness. She was not able to price match this item, but it's something I wanted, so I got it. This is the By Terry Ombre Black Star in the shade Misty Rock. Just look at this. There's that, and then we'll blend it out. And just look at that. It's like this beautiful sheer cool toned taupey color, which is great for like an all over wash. And the By Terry Ombre Black Star formula is just a really nice cream shadow option if you are kind of like me and you're into those laid back, easy, one and done eyeshadow looks. So really love these. The Tom Ford Eye Quad in number 31, Sous the Sable. Looks like this. It's just, these are my types of colors. So they are more on the neutral rosy side with a little bit of like a rose gold pop, and everything except for this kind of like rose gold shade are all matte, which I like because you can kind of shape and contour the eye and add that brightness right where you want it to add more of like a 3D effect to the eyes. So very excited to have this. And if I can save 20%, then let me do it. Bobbi Brown Crushed Liquid Lip in the shade Juicy Date. So it looks like this. And you know what? Let me just blot down my lip and I'll try this on. Very similar to kind of like my lip, but better type of color. A little bit brighter, a little bit more of like a rosy tone. This is the type of color I would, because I have no issue using kind of lip colors on my cheeks as well as like cream cheek colors on my lips. This would be a really pretty also kind of like onto the lips. Let me. There. I like that. And that's a great trick. So if you're working with your own makeup and you want to add just a little bit of a complimentary pop to your lips, just take clean fingers, tap over your lips, blot it on the cheeks, and it gives you like a nice kind of more harmonious look. And I really like that color. So that is that for what I picked up from Nordstrom, McGrath Labs website. And she had kind of like her own spring sale going. So I believe you either got 20 or 25% off everything. And then if you spent over $150, then you got a 30% discount. So I knew I was to spend over $150, and that made sense because these products are expensive. McGrath Mothership palette. And this is in Divine Rose, the original. Like, let me grab that Sephora palette real quick. McGrath Divine Rose versus the Sephora Collection I Love palette in Lilac. There's definitely differences, but they're very similar. So I'm gonna have to do like a head-to-head to see how these compare. But the Pat McGrath palettes, they're pricey. So I believe here in Canada, these retail for $170 full price. So when there was an opportunity to save 30%, I jumped on that and I ordered this original Divine Rose palette and Divine Rose 2 palette. Just like a more kind of like saturated version of the original, and this shade right here. So let me see, like you can see it kind of goes from purple to gold to green. It's such a beautiful shade, and I've actually already used this shade once, and I just used my finger to wipe it over my eyelid, and it was a really pretty kind of like one and done eyeshadow, and I love how easy that is. So that's mostly what I would use this palette for. This is more of like an ancillary product or palette that I can kind of mix and match some of these brighter shades with some of my other more muted neutral palettes. So excited to have these two. McGrath Permagel lip pencil in the shade Done Undone. And it's just a really pretty kind of like neutral lip color. You won't be able to see much, but it's a nice kind of, for me, it's a very close color to my lip shade. So this is going to be very similar to a shade like MAC Dervish or Charlotte Tilbury's Original Pillow Talk. Biggest difference with these is this is one of the creamiest lip liner formulas I found, and this, even though it's very creamy, it stays on the lips and it lasts all day. Like, so if I'm gonna use this like first, I definitely will line and fill in my lips and kind of feather it inwards, because if you eat or drink and your lipstick wears off or your gloss wears off, the liner is gonna still be there. So add a little bit in unless you purposely want the kind of lip liner line effector on your lips. Bought a lot of stuff, bought more than I really needed. I mean, let's be honest, we don't need makeup or beauty products, but they're fun and they're fun to play with. And I like playing with new products to show and share with all of you. So that is going to conclude today's video. Stay tuned, because now we have a lot of new products to play with on the channel. So there's going to be more kind of try on videos, more kind of testing videos, more reviews. So stay tuned for that, and let me know in the comments down below what you purchased from the sale and what you were most excited to play with. To conclude today's video, if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate it if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with a friend. And don't forget, let me know down below what you purchased and what you were excited to play with and what you want to see me test out here on my channel first. So I will see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.